Which is fine. There we go. We're
Okay.
live. We got this thing fired up here. So
Right.
I'll start the intro in a second. I just want to kind of let it warm, like the fires are there. Just let it warm. Get
There
ready
you
to
go.
go. Because I'm pumped. I'm actually still looking around. So hopefully you know a bit more about this than I do.
I know some stuff. My second age lore knowledge is foggy, but I know I know
You know
I know
enough?
what I hope to see in this and
Okay.
what I hope it means, but
Okay. All
we'll
right.
see. I'm looking forward to your reaction to some of the stuff that we see though.
Okay. All right. Well, let's just dive. I'll start the intro up here and then we'll get after it. So here we go. Hey friends, welcome back. Ez here. We a little something special. Little something special that just kind of popped up on my radar today. Had no idea that this was. I was actually editing the podcast that you're probably currently listening to. I'm going to put this as a separate thing. I'm also going to put this inside of a podcast that I'm about to publish. Had no idea that there was Rings of Power news going on. No idea. So this just dropped out of nowhere for me. And I guess the way they dropped this is kind of interesting. So I don't know. Maybe we got people coming in who also I messaged my buddy Cameron and I was like, hey, do you want to pop in here and maybe do like a just a quick thing with me? And I've got Jordan from the Music of Middle Earth podcast. I got him in here with me. And I was like, maybe, just come on in, check it out. We'll talk about the trailer. He's like, what trailer? What are you talking about? Like people don't know, Jordan. They don't know what's going on. So
they don't even know it's only on Amazon. You got to go into your Prime to find it.
That is
Scavenger
wild.
hunt.
It's wild. So anyway, so you've heard him already, Jordan. Jordan Rannells there from the Music of Middle Earth. We shared your Kickstarter project over on our Facebook page and stuff
Yes,
too.
thank you.
Super pumped about that. By the way, did a great job, and I'm looking forward to all that goodness. That's a massive achievement, and yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, fun stuff to come.
Yeah. Now I also feel a little bad though because I feel like I just stole Prancing Pony's editor just to weave in.
No.
Those guys are great. Have they done a reaction? Do you know if they've done anything yet for this?
I believe they're also doing it tonight. I think that's what I'll be up to later this evening.
Oh, okay.
So they got a few pretty cool episodes coming. So you guys will have to look out for that.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that I can't talk about yet.
That's fine.
It's very exciting. But all I can say is that my hopes just keep getting higher and higher and higher for this show.
Okay. I like to hear that. Because I remember they went and got like some. I was reading something from them. I think maybe it was just some dialogue that they had put out on their social media about when they saw. I don't know if they had did they talk to Payne and McKay? I think.
Yeah. Them and a whole group of YouTubers, content creators, TikTokers, etc. went down and saw some footage, I guess.
Right.
And got to talk with the showrunners and whatnot. So, not all of the info about that has been released yet, I guess, but little bits and pieces and just their overall kind of thoughts on what the showrunners were like and their knowledge and stuff like that. And it sounds exciting and it sounds like they know what they're up to. So
yeah.
Good.
Okay, that is good. That's cool. I'm thinking like I'm excited to kind of go. I actually in my backlog of podcast, I have to go kind of listen to some of the stuff that they've done. I try to keep there's too much. There's too much going on, and I'm over here doing like a Kenobi episode, trying to get some stuff ready for just with my wife and I, and a little Harry Potter thing we're doing. Things are dropping everywhere, and it's just kind of wild right now.
Just wait till end of August, start of September. It's gonna be nuts.
Oh my God. I am so we're gonna have Andor, we're gonna have House of the Dragon, then we're gonna have Rings of Power. It is gonna be a crazy time. I mean, it's gonna be one of the best falls that I can remember in a long time. So
exactly. Yeah.
Which would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who knows what else? Who knows what other surprise stuff will come at Comic-Con or something crazy?
Oh my gosh. Wait, when is Comic-Con? Comic-Con. So
end of the month, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Because I can never. I knew it's in July, right? So
I believe it's the end of
the month. Boy. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Okay. Well, I think here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play this, and you guys on the podcast will just hear the audio. So spoilers. I guess if you do, you would maybe want to stop now as you're listening on the podcast. You want to pop over to the YouTube, check out the reaction or whatever, and then Jordan and I are gonna just discuss afterwards. I have no flipping clue what I'm about to see, so we'll just we'll just dive into it here. This is about what like 59 seconds a minute?
Yeah, I think
About a
it's
minute?
maybe a minute or maybe less, I'm
Okay.
not sure, but
Okay, here we go. All right, here we're gonna click play. Here we go.
The skies are strange.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. The red comet, man. It's oh wow. What is that? Okay. So they snuck that in there.
They snuck it in there, eh? Make sure you watch to the end.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So again, I'm assuming you're only listening to this discussion on the podcast if you've seen the trailer. If you're over here on YouTube again, we're just going to discuss this a little bit. Let me do a little kind of a click back through here.
Yeah.
That was the meteor reminds me of like it was like the red comet, right? In the Song of Ice and Fire, they're all kind of witnessing the red comet overhead. It's an event that ties everybody in different locations together, sort of, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I assume that most of them are watching that comet.
Mm-hmm.
Some some of the shots could just be them conveniently looking up and, reacting to something else, but
Right.
I think like you say, I think it's meant to tie all the places together
Okay.
'cause
Yeah. To have
these
like
peop
this event or something, right?
yeah, I think it's like I was kind of thinking that this might be we get a prologue and then this happens.
Mm-hmm.
This
Okay.
event kind of kicks everything off. That's what I'm imagining, but
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I mean, so we've already got Steven here asking, like, the meteor thing is something new, right? Is Amazon making this up or whatever? Now, this is why I brought Jordan on, and I'm putting him on the spot because I have no idea. I was gonna do a click back through here on a lot of this. Like, I read, this was like a month or so ago, but I was reading more about. Well, actually, I think it was the Prancing Pony who had talked about. I was reading something, or maybe I was listening to something that they said, and it was the idea that there's not a lot. They don't have like the rights and what they have access to is not much. Is that correct?
it's yeah, it's they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion. They don't have the rights to Unfinished Tales. It's the stuff in the appendices of the Lord of the Rings that they have access to. Which so not to get into this discussion
Mhm.
too much, but a lot of comments out there, oh, they're making stuff up, they're making all these things up. They kind of have to. They don't have like books and books and books of lore that they can access,
Mhm.
and Tolkien didn't flesh all this stuff out anyways.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
they're gonna make stuff up. That's how it works.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, like, I remember when, like Lane and I were talking at one point about like what could this show be, and we always say that the Silmarillion, or we talk that's really large. That's first age, right? That's not necessarily. There's actually the back half of that is I don't even know. It's the second age bit is really more an outline. It's like I
Yeah,
think in the audio that I listened to, it's I don't even know if it's an hour worth of audio.
it's not much. It's not much at all. So
Yeah.
the cool thing I think though is that from what I'm hearing from the Prancing Pony and all the other sources is that the showrunners really care and are invested in Tolkien and Tolkien's languages and stuff, like things like that. So, if they are going to make stuff up, I think that it's going to feel right and it's going to fit. And
Hmm.
I think that our doubts are, or the internet's doubts are maybe a little higher than they should be. I
Yeah.
think that we're in good hands.
Right. And that's what I was hearing is that the spirit of what they're trying to do, and that these are, yeah, I mean, like true fans, people have really, dug in and went and looked at as much. I mean, they were talking about letters, like these guys were
Oh,
quoting
yeah, they
some
were
some
calling off the
letters.
letters like no big deal, and,
Yeah.
that shows that you're paying attention, and one thing that I think that people should think about too is that you could think of this in terms of Star Wars legends and things like that as well, where we don't have to name things, but we can allude to things that happened, and that still is manageable, right? Like within the rights kind of scenario. They don't have to mention these events directly,
right?
But the people that know, you know?
Right. That's an so it's a way to almost kind of skirt around it and still have cool references there that people know and appreciate or whatever. But yet there's because the other thing is, I mean, look at the price tag that they paid a lot to kind of get this, and
It's huge, yeah.
And you're realizing, okay, well, it's not actually there's really not much there to kind of play around with or whatever. There's really, I mean,
I think I think that in terms of like real textual things that they have, it's not much.
Yeah.
But if you think about, the things that are referenced in the Lord of the Rings stories and things like that, there's a lot that you can kind of extrapolate on. And I know the Tolkien fans don't like extrapolating on things, but like I said, I think we're in good hands. And I don't know, what do you think about this trailer? I mean, it feels Middle Earth, but it feels like an earlier Middle Earth, a brighter Middle Earth.
Yeah, it does. I mean, because I also want to kind of combine this too with we got the images of the orcs, right? That was a week or so ago, I think, and I haven't even had a chance to really talk about that. So that really looked good. Those images looked really good. And then you look at this, and it does. It's got the feel. It's got the architecture. The costuming looks good. Again, we're seeing a whole new thing with Numenor, right? We're seeing a whole new kind of society here. I mean, we see their descendants and so on, but this is really cool. So this individual I've got up here on the screen, I don't know. I was reading right before I started. I mean, I did see that I saw like Ents were it was just going around. Like I think it's probably like it's going to be trending later on Twitter or something. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were talking about is this like a daughter to a potential, like one of the or is this a queen? Or
Yeah, I believe a queen of Numenor.
Okay.
Again, I don't know my Second Age stuff super well, but like
Someone
in this shot here,
yeah,
it's definitely Numenor.
Okay.
Look at that guy's shield.
Right.
It matches the poster with the one holding the sword with the horse on it.
Yep. Exactly.
Same symbol there. So yeah, fair to say we're definitely in Numenor here.
Yeah. So I was reading. Someone was saying that's Tar-Miriel. Tar-Miriel. And I guess that's the daughter of King Tar Palantir, right?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
That is cool. I mean, if that's the case, things like that would be really really neat. So it looks like she's looking back again over her shoulder at the comet, and then we flash to another location. So as you say, it could all be coincidence that they're all looking up in the sky, but it feels like
it feels like a good way to kick off the geography of the show, because Numenor, things like that, we've never been there before, and we need to establish these places and where everyone is, and I think this is a cool, easy way to do it.
Right.
And could you imagine if it was a super long kind of visual sequence watching this comet arc across Middle Earth, and it's like how they're showing us everything for the first time? I mean, that would be really pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that does sort of help too, just to kind of here are the people who are going to be discussing, or that we're going to be seeing in this series, and then a village here, a city there, a country, a territory, whatever. That would be pretty cool, just to kind of get all of our bearings, I guess, straight there in the beginning, and it feels like a start to something. Something exciting is happening. They're all looking in the sky, seeing something. Originally when these images came out, when they released all the posters and stuff, people were talking about some meteor sword or something from like the First Age and Meteor Man. You get that guy who, right, like in the like he shows like he's reaching out through the fire. So
yeah, definitely Meteor Man in that comet there, I would say.
Yeah.
Unless it's a huge switcheroo, and the comet is just a comet, but I'm pretty sure there's someone in that comet, and I'm hoping that it's an Istari, that it's a wizard, and that it's not one of the wizards that we know. I hope it's a blue wizard.
Oh my God.
Because that would be obviously that's not a thing, but it's not a thing that happens, but I feel like it would be the most like cool kind of thing that they could do that's not canon, if that makes sense. Introduce, and also I feel like you kind of need not need, but a Gandalf character,
Jordan, I would say sometimes when we're on this show, I do these moments where we start talking wizards and I get goosebumps. I start freaking out a little bit because you mentioning that, like, I was sitting here. I mean, I'm with everybody else. Like, people are dropping in, like, okay, yeah, the ints are cool. People of that meteor man or whatever. People are talking. Is that Tom Bombadil showing up? But no, I think that's something different. Even but the Astari were sent. Were they not? They were sent there. So, like, if this is a way in which like this epic sending of wizards, I mean, that would be wild. I mean, absolutely freaking wild to see one of the blues and to see kind of their story. Maybe it's tragic. We have next to no. I mean, there's all those theories that they went, east, and that they, like, the cults or like the dark arts and things, but we just don't know what sacrifice they made or what, a group of people maybe that they saved or where, again. And
that would be an awesome arc to this whole thing in the background. If the blue wizards show up and they're kind of the guide, the lore guide, and then by the end of the show they lose their way or something like that, I'd be down. If we kind of lead our way into the Hobbit where Gandalf mentions that he doesn't even remember them, kind of thing. He doesn't remember their names, kind of thing.
Right. Yeah, I don't that just, to me, I don't know why I hadn't thought about that, because I did bring up the other day when we were talking about we always do a segment just where we talk about we call it Dropping Eaves, where we're kind of thinking about the show and we're thinking about what's going to go on. And I've been saying for weeks, I'm like, why not just give us a wizard? Why not just do it? And I never made the connection until right now, because we saw the meteor right in the first trailer, but we didn't really see its significance. It's just like maybe one scene where it's like a falling star and who cares? But no, they're all like watching it fall. And then I thought, no, there's a guy who literally is in the, like, looks like a wizard and flames all around, reaching out his hand to help.
Makes the most sense. It makes the most sense for that character to be introduced. It's not going to be Tom Bombadil. That would be too risky. It would be too risky for them. But I mean, bringing in a guiding wizard character is like, I feel like it's like a no-brainer for the show to do that. And
agreed.
Yeah.
Well,
like that's what it is.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, for sure. So, and I guess as I had this shot up here, is this the? I don't even know exactly. I'm at 37 seconds here, but is that the Ent? Is that?
Yeah, there's a couple theories going around. There's a little Ent there, little tiny guy, and then there's two trees that are also moving. And the question is whether or not those are trees or not.
Oh, let me turn it down here for us. Sorry. Yeah. Let's go back here and just take a look. Yeah, because we see it going like through a forest. Oh my!
Yeah,
things you see on a second look through here. I only saw the little one. Like, what?
So are those other two Huorns, or are they? They Ents? I'm not sure.
That's interesting. Yeah, because those are like massive, but they do seem to have the arms that maybe are twisting out or something. We're not.
Yeah. It just looks like they're kind of rooted to the spot, so that's why I'm.
Yeah, that's why you're wondering whether they're.
Where are the Entwives, though? Maybe that's an Entwife there.
Interesting. And actually, in the same sort of right afterwards, now this individual, is this not the what were they calling these
Harfoots?
The what?
The Harfoots. Yeah.
Harfoots. Okay. So, and that's sort of like our Hobbit kind of replacement, right? Distant relative.
Yeah, early Hobbits.
Yeah.
Gonna have Hobbits, but not call them that.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. God, so interesting. Yeah. Like it. I guess I'm more and more fascinated now as to like the idea that they've created all of this, that they're going to show us these things, knowing that they don't really have a whole lot of. Right, but they've almost had to thread the needle here. I can understand, I guess, why it took so long to maybe even write it or to come up with the with the idea, just to navigate through what you can and what you can't do, and then what can you kind of elaborate and make up, or I don't know, not make up, but well, I mean,
well, they have to though, and that's the thing is,
yeah,
I think that they just have to do it in the right kind of spirit, and then people will buy in.
yeah,
And like I said before, from what I've heard of the showrunners, like if you were to do a side by side comparison of these showrunners and Peter Jackson before those movies came out, I mean, I would feel a lot more comfortable about these guys running the show than PJ. And look what we got with that. So,
right,
look at that guy's armor. Look at the dwarves' armor. It's
yeah,
so
awesome. Yeah, that everything just looks really, really, really good. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that, because I've heard nothing but good things about people who sit down, talk to them, and exchange just some back and forth correspondence, and just their knowledge. They're fans, that they want to write something, they want to bring something, they want to bring Middle Earth to life, they want to bring this time period to life. And what are you going to do if this is all you have? I mean, and this is, I guess, the sandbox that you're allowed to play in, then do it respectfully as much as you can, and then it just work. Yeah, you do have to make up. Even if they were like full on, because a lot of people believe that they have the everything second age, like all of the whatever. I mean, I don't know, rights or whatever,
access to everything. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
but yeah, people assume that a
right.
lot.
I've assumed it. I honestly, for a while, I was like, oh, and then once you read something, you're like, wow, that's all they have. So here's the thing, though. Even if they did have access to everything in the second age, that's what I was saying to begin with. There's not a whole lot. There's like literally a list of kings and queens. There's a couple events about the fall of Numenor and so on, and you've got
but they're not like close up detailed, Lord of the Rings style things. So either way, it's going to end up being the same kind of thing that we're going to get with House of the Dragon, where every scene was not laid out by George. So you got to make stuff up. You got to fill in some gaps.
Right. Yep. 100%, because you have to have that dialogue, you have to have that sort of because a lot of it is just a narrator in the second age telling you this event happened and this event happened and this event. So what did the characters say to one another? We don't really have that. Like when you have the trilogy, you've got the books, you can actually go in and pull some cool lines and dialogues, and it feels they have to make it all up. I mean, there's nothing really there. So that is going to be such a task, and I think that's where I want to kind of root for the show and get behind it. I mean, obviously, I'm a fan of anything Middle Earth, and so far it looks stunning. We're just looking at sort of these images here. I mean, look at this. You've got this character in the beginning who's looking over what is
looks like a star map to me.
Yeah,
and look at that arcing thing. Is that the comet? I don't know. Is this like some prophecy type deal, or?
Yeah, something was foretold. That's what, because I always like look at the lines as it comes out, like at different angles or whatever, or who knows what, if you can interpret something by that. and this guy is let's see if we can get a close shot of him here. I think, is this the same guy? Yeah. He's got that
Harfoot guy. Yeah,
he's got that arrow kind of sticking out of his clothes or whatever. It's like a pin. It's more like pinning his clothes together.
Yeah.
So. But he looks really cool. I mean, it looks really good. And then even the language is a little. I couldn't understand what he said at first. It took me a second, but it was like through the sky, going through the sky or whatever. So it feels older. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like the accents are unique so far, and we've heard so little dialogue that I'll be very interested. I hope the Comic-Con trailer is. Well, actually, at the end of this, doesn't it say that there's a new teaser coming?
See, on the 14th. Are you serious?
That's what I saw when I watched it on Prime. Yeah.
Okay. Let me pull up. I'll pull up Prime here in a second, because I just pulled this off of somebody, obviously screen captured it or whatever. And
look at those ends. Oh my god.
It's wild. This is.
And then this last shot here of Numenor.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks beauty. There you go. Yeah. 14th.
The 14th. Okay.
Yeah. So you better be ready for that.
That'll
be a real trailer.
Yeah, that's for sure. I've gonna, because this took me by surprise. I was sitting here going, I mean, literally was about to post something. We just did like a rewatch of the Fellowship of the Ring, and it was awesome. We're just kind of biding our time, sitting here waiting, chewing on any of this news that we get or whatever, and I saw this and was like, what the heck? And then I started looking through my messages, and I got your message, and you know, but I had already seen, by the way, so just scrolling, another channel was live. Somebody else was live talking about it, and I was like, what's going on? Like what is happening right now? So just took me by surprise here. Also, look, isn't she the same one who is like pull in the first trailer? Look how close she is to this, right? So she gets pulled out by that individual we see the meteor coming down, it's coming down, comes right over her head, crashes, boom. It's not that far.
Right
she
there.
She sees it hit, right?
Yeah.
So, and then rushes over to try to.
Yeah. That's seems to be, and that's even more reason for me to think that it's a wizard.
Yeah.
Because we got the Hobbit character going to see the wizard character, and then the journey starts. It's like it makes too much sense to me for that not to be what we're going with.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So oh my gosh. All right. Any other thoughts here before we just want to do a kind of a quick little thing, and I'm gonna try to insert this
thought here.
Yeah.
Coming up here with the shot with Elrond.
Right here. Yeah.
This right there. Yeah.
Okay.
I had someone else point out to me, look at the helmet on those elves. And then go look at those orc pictures.
Oh.
Got the same helmet.
Same.
So they're really leaning into the corrupted elves.
Whoa.
Kind of ordeal there. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's awesome. That is see, that's cool. That like a little attention to detail and stuff, and costuming, and just sort of I was reading the article with the orcs, and they're talking about them being more wild. We see them in big armies and stuff later on, but they're really like in clans, and they're kind of regional, and this might be a time where maybe they're more if Sauron starts to kind of organize them or whatever. But that was cool to see them. They look more primitive. Like everything looks more primitive, I guess, right? It looks more looks older.
It's interesting because I feel like we're going to see a combination of things. I think we're going to see a lot of places that feel older, but the elves are going to be at their height.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah, true.
I remember reading or seeing somewhere that, the ruins that we see in Fellowship and Two Towers and things like that, like they're going to be up and like in their prime and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Middle Earth looks like when it's kind of vibrant and alive.
Yeah.
With the elves,
right,
in their prime.
Yeah, that's cool. That's just cool. This guy I've pulled up here too. The guy just over the shoulder of Elrond there. Is this the guy who's playing? Is he playing Celebrimbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Celebrimbor.
All right. That's cool. So they're hanging out together, and then there was a shot with Elrond and Gil-galad. I think people are thinking that's him. They're walking with him. I don't know if that's
hard to see. I think that would make sense though. This shot right here, I've seen people say might be on their way to Moria.
Oh, okay.
Because in some of the footage that we saw earlier, Elrond is in Moria for sure. So maybe that's
True. I remember that from the trailer. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Oh, it's just something else, man. It's just cool because a lot of this is, it's just characters, but it's this meteor. They're all looking at it. It's telling us that someone new is entering now. I can't get over the idea that's a blue wizard just showing up.
It's got to be a wizard.
It's got to be. It has to be. So
this Tom Bombadil's coming out of there.
Yeah. Good God.
It's got to be a wizard. Can you imagine he comes out of there? First scene is just him singing away.
That would be wild. That would be wild. You know what though? It wouldn't surprise me if he's besides him being the meteor man, if he's in it somewhere, if they wander around and he's located somewhere else.
You just need to have like not a focus of a scene almost, just have somebody spot some yellow boots or whatever, like hear him singing in the distance or something.
Yeah. We don't need much. We don't need much. Just knowing that he's there.
What I'm excited about too is that they're doing a 5-season run.
Okay. Yep.
And so apparently they know where it's going to end already. They know what their their for sure ending is going to be, which is cool because
Yeah.
I think that means that they've got a good solid plan and how they're going to get there.
That's huge.
And yeah, having a plan. I'm glad
Having
we
a
learned our lesson about that.
Yeah. Smart.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited
Yeah.
for it.
Well, no, that's encouraging actually to hear that. That I wasn't sure how many seasons, or just that they were, writing toward, because sometimes you get like a number of seasons, or that maybe you're gonna have like 3 to 4 or 5 or whatever, but you don't know the end. The people are just writing season 1 saying, let's see what rates well, and then kind of go from there. I hate
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
like, know your end, drive to it. You can adjust some stuff along the way if you need to or whatever, but like, right with the end in mind, lay those breadcrumbs down here, have us theorize. Even if we figure it out, we'll be satisfied. That's the thing. People like, oh, they kind of figured it out. The internet's figured it out or whatever. We don't care. We still want to see if we're right. We want to like follow through and like make that landing. So
yeah, if you figured it out, it might be in some cases because it's a good story that way.
True.
Like, are we really going to switch, not to change subjects, but are we going to, change R plus L equals J because people figured it out?
Right.
Or are we going to leave it because it's good?
Because it's good. Exactly. Yeah. It's satisfying because you can have other kind of mysteries along the way or whatever, but like, oh man, we know where we're driving to. And then it's kind of like, how do the other pieces fit in around that final point that, even if it is heavily alluded to or whatever, foreshadowed towards, that's what we want. That is actually good writing. And we're always teaching our kids in school to like look for that. So then when you look for it and it was like all pointing this direction, you say, well, they figured it out. Like, well, let's switch over here and go this way. It's weird. It's just weird. So yeah, it's encouraging that hopefully they stick to their guns and they just kind of keep driving towards that end point that they have in mind and stuff. So
yeah,
cool.
For sure.
Wow. Okay. Well, hey, Jordan, thanks so much, man. Where can folks find you kind of on the internet? I know you do several different things. You get multiple projects going on.
Multiple things kind of on the go. My Music of Middle Earth page is on Facebook, but if people want to just check out that podcast anywhere, then that would be cool. I kind of had a bit of a break because I'm working on my Kickstarter. But I just did my first episode back, which was the Fellowship theme finally. So
nice.
Broke that down, and then we're headed into a few variations of the Fellowship theme, and then I'm super excited because the next kind of collection of themes that I'm going to do are all the Isengard stuff, getting into the darker music. So it's going to be fun.
Nice. Awesome. Cool. Well, yeah, we'll have links down below so you guys can go check out the projects and everything there. And we really appreciate it. I think I've been trying to bring a few guys on just here and there because I'm hoping when we get into the actual show week by week, we'll have some guests back on and just be able to kind of keep chatting about it. For 4.5 years, I think I've been waiting for this show since it was announced or whatever, like talking about it, just thinking, hey, is it, so to see it, to start to see a teaser trailer and to see the characters and see the internet hyped about it is fascinating. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm very interested to see if it can pull its weight. I guess it's got a lot of work to do, I think, but I think we're in good hands. So I'm excited.
Awesome. All right, friends. Well, hey, thanks so much. We appreciate you guys. Again, you can always send us that Shadowfax over at anunexpectedpod@gmail.com. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast, like all that good stuff. And friends, remember that meteor man we see there is a blue wizard.
Confirmed.